lovelies, how you going? Let's put you on a tripod, huh? So I can talk a little bit easier. There we go. How are you, everybody? I haven't been live on Facebook in quite a while, and I've missed you guys. So school's gone back. I think we're on week 3 now. My life is starting to feel a little more calm again. I always find the first week of school going back feels kind of hectic. So I'm glad to have moved through that week. Say hello if you're watching live. I'm just going to go and wash my hands, and then I'm going to show you how I slice my homemade bread. I have a little tool that I showed everybody on, I think it was Instagram the other day, that makes slicing homemade bread a lot easier. So I'm just going to wash my hands so I can show you live how I do it. I won't be long. Say hello if you're joining me live so I can come and say hi back to you. I think my kitchen might be a little bit messy today. Oh, it's not too bad. So I've been baking bread, and I've still got afternoon tea to make for the kids before they get home. What time is it now? I haven't got a clock in here. I feel like it might be around 2-ish. Say hello if you're live so I can say hello back. Check out my new tea towel I got. Isn't it just like the ultimate simple living style of tea towel? What does it say? Australian Banksias. Ah, look how pretty. I got that one at a op shop, thrift store, op shop, depending on where you're watching from. I like to get my tea towels second hand for a number of reasons. 1 is the price, 2 is the fact that, you know, they need a home. 3 is, you know, when you buy at op shops, you're supporting the local community, the people who need it. And 4, when you buy a tea towel that's pre-loved, it's already soft and beautiful and nice to touch, and yeah, anyway. So look what I have. I'm going to hold it up because I don't know how to move the camera without having to wash my hands 1,000 times. This is the little contraption that I use to slice my homemade bread. It's a Breville bread slicer. I got this one at an op shop. It cost me $5. No, it cost me $8. And then I found it, my mum found it a week later, another one of them for $5. So, what can you do? But basically it's made out of really firm plastic. For my zero wasters, yes, I don't like buying new plastic, but I will give a home to vintage plastic, no problem, or pre-loved plastic, because it's better than putting it in the rubbish. So it's like a really firm white plastic. It looks like a little picket fence, my friend Lucy said the other day. And it's true, it opens up, and then it closes again. And what you do is you take your homemade bread. This one is a little bit warm, so I'm hoping it still works when we're live together. But you just kind of put your bread in there. You're supposed to do it like this, which I would do if I had a regular sized loaf of bread. But I use a silicone loaf tin, so it kind of goes everywhere. But look how cute it is. Anyway, so I go on the side. So it looks like this when I put it in. A little bit high, and then what I'm going to do is basically hold it on the top like that, and then take my knife and slice through it. Would you like me to put the camera down so you can see it? Yes? Okay, let's do that. Alright. Hopefully everyone can see. And then, so it's got these little guides for the knife. You can do it as thin or as thick as you like. I'm a rules girl. I like to follow what people tell me to do. So I'm going to start here. And then I grip it together like that, and I push down slightly, not with a lot of pressure, but just a little. And then I saw it through with my knife. Look how good that is. And then we do the same. And they're quite thin, which is fine with me. I'm happy with that, because I tend to cut them like doorstops otherwise. But you can double it and do a really thick piece if you want to. If you're making like a ploughman's lunch, that sort of thing, and you want big chunks of bread, then that's the way to do it. Let's keep going. It's going remarkably well for warm bread. It's not straight out of the oven. This has been out of the oven for about a half hour. And I just used the simple bread recipe that I've got on YouTube. It's very similar to the Thermomix one. Actually, I think the ingredients are pretty much the same. It's just when you make it by hand, you've got to knead it for a lot longer. And I have a special little technique when I shape the bread into a loaf. Okay, so it's quite warm in the center here, and what's happening is it's still a little bit doughy here. So there's a chance the shake could go a little crazy, but that's okay. I'm still gonna eat it. A couple of you wrote in. Did you write in, or was it in the private group? We have a private Facebook group for people who have taken one of my courses. You basically get to tag me and ask me any question you want. So for those of you who do write in and send me messages here on Facebook at Beautifully Organised, I know it takes me ages to get back to you, and that's really because I've got limited time, guys, and so I need to prioritise, you know, the guys who pay for my courses and go through and do all the activities and make sure they're all covered. I've got to prioritise my time with them. So I go and answer questions in our private Facebook group, and to access that, you just buy one of the programs and you're in. What was I saying about that? Yeah, so a couple of people asked me, it might have been in the Facebook group or it might have been via email, I can't remember, but a couple of people have asked me, what have they asked me? I was talking so long I forgot. Oh no, it's gone, don't worry. I'll go back on later after I watch this video and remember what I was talking about. How embarrassing. I got off track. Okay. Here we go. The end bits are the hardest, I find. But we seem to be going ahead. Oh, I remember what it was. Okay, so a couple of people have asked me, how do I store the homemade bread if I want to freeze it? Now, in an ideal world, particularly an ideal zero waste world, because you know our family really likes aiming for zero waste now. In an ideal world, I would have one of those really cool reusable bread bags. It has like a special lining. You can buy them on Etsy, I think. And it means that you can reuse your bread. I'm not going to cut this one. This one's going to be too hard to cut. See how I've got to the end? Sophie loves eating the buster, or the crust, whatever you want to call it. We call it a buster in my family. Ben always tells me it's the crust. Hang on, let me bring you back up. Yeah, a few people have asked me, how do you freeze bread you make at home? In an ideal world, I would have a special bread bag for it, but we're saving up to pay off our mortgage as fast as possible, and we're also thinking about getting a pool. So, I don't want to buy a whole lot of new stuff. So I'll show you what I do. I take a really old, well, it's not super old, but I take an old plastic bread bag from when we did buy bread. And then I just wash it out and dry it. And then I put my bread in it. And yeah, that's it. That's what I do. It's easy and simple, which is how I like everything. It's how I like my life. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this turned out really nice. This is what the slices look like. Right? It's homemade bread, so you're going to have a little hole here and there, and it might be a little bit doughy. Depends on how warm it is when you cut it. But that's basically it. That's my trick to it. You don't need one of these things, but it does save you sanity if you have one. So next time you're up shopping, go and have a look for it. I'll check out online too and see if I can find Breville and see whether or not they still sell them. And if they do, I'll leave you a link. And that's it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do some afternoon tea baking before the kids get home. I have no idea what I'm going to make. Maybe pear and chocolate muffins, or just pear muffins if I'm feeling lazy. And I'm going to head off. I'll see you later. Bye.